Hey everybody, Chef Vince here at the Pritikin Longevity Center in Miami, Florida. Today we're going to make some lemon braised salmon with fennel mango salad and a citrus herb vinaigrette. Let's get started. Here I have two 4.5 ounce pieces of raw salmon fillet. What we're going to do is we're going to season this up with two seasonings. The first seasoning is going to be some Mrs. Dash. This is table grind version of Mrs. Dash. When you grind it up very fine, a lot more flavor comes out of those dehydrated vegetable flakes. We're also going to use our Pritikin all-purpose seasoning. This seasoning can be purchased from pritikinfoods.com, or it can be simply made yourself because it's just a combination of onion and garlic, paprika, coriander, oregano, and parsley. So flip this fish over. You want to season both sides because you eat both sides. Let's go ahead and season up the other side very heavily with those same spices. So go ahead and pat that seasoning in very well. Okay. Let's start cooking some fish. So I'm going to take some cooking spray. What we use here is some pan, high heat pan. You can get the pan pretty darn hot without smoking up and burning that oil. Now this pan's been preheating on a 5 out of 10 for the last couple of minutes. So go ahead and put that salmon down. I always like to press it down a little bit too, which is going to ensure a nice thorough sear on there. When you're wearing gloves, you can go ahead and get your gloves, get your hands in there, and that raw fish, and not worry about having to go wash your hands for 30 seconds right afterwards. Of course, wash your hands to start, but you don't have to constantly keep washing hands the whole entire time. So let's go ahead and move on here now to zesting some lemons and juicing them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a tool called a microplane. The microplane will get the zest off of citrus very easily. So this is what the tool looks like. Hold it like this and simply just grate the lemon or lime or orange or whatever it is that you're zesting. Lots of flavor is in that zest. And if you didn't notice, as I'm doing it, I'm rotating it around. So as I'm rotating it, I'm only getting that nice yellow skin and not that white brine that's underneath the skin. You can put zest of lemon, orange, whatever it may be, into a chopped salad, into a salad dressing, into a little bit of yogurt or sour cream, just to dip some fruit or vegetables into. You can put it into your oatmeal. Lots of things you can put in. So go ahead and cut these lemons in half. If you want to make your life a little bit easier, you can put the lemons in a pair of tongs. If you hold the cut side up, the seeds will stay in there. Always good to maybe cover the cut side with your hand. That way you don't get lemon juice in the eye. And you got one little seed escape there, but not all of them. And make sure you use a real lemon. You can't zest a plastic lemon. So get what you pay for. And a fresh lemon is going to, in my opinion, be a much better option for something like this. All right. So technically what braising means is a combination of searing and poaching. So if I was to just take this liquid here now and heat this liquid up in the pan first, and I was to drop raw fish right into that pan, well, what's going to happen is it just looks like you boiled a piece of fish. It's going to look pretty lackluster and taste great. So when you're braising, you're incorporating that sear first and then finishing it with that flavorful liquid. So we're going to use some Pinot Grigio here today. If you want to use Chardonnay, it's another great one to use. Just try to stay away from those really sweeter wines that are higher in sugar, like Riesling and Moscato. We don't like to use those here. So at this stage here now, when you see that color coming around the rim of the edges of the fish, that's a good sign that it's ready to be flipped over. We're not going to flip it over here today. We're going to add that liquid and then cover it right away. Okay. So put a new pair of gloves on really quickly. Now, if you want to, we're going to make this citrus herb dressing with a little bit of cilantro. But you can take cilantro out of the recipe. You can use basil, you can use dill, you can use lots of other combinations of those intense herbs. So we're going to use mostly parsley here, Italian parsley. A little bit of cilantro here as well. We also have a little bit of garlic. Just a little touch of garlic, you don't need much. Here I have apple juice concentrate going in there as well. And exactly what it sounds like. Pure apple juice concentrate, right from the freezer section. We don't dilute it. This is orange juice concentrate. I'm also going to use a little bit of apple cider vinegar. If you want to use white wine vinegar or champagne vinegar or white balsamic, and those vinegars will work fine. Just don't use white distilled vinegar. There's a reason it's so darn cheap, but not a really good flavor with that. A little bit of the West Bray Natural, no salt added stone ground mustard. And this ingredient that we're going to use next is something most people are not familiar with. We're going to use this here called xanthan gum. Now I'm going to pour it in my hand just to show you exactly how much I'm going to incorporate. Just not very much at all. I would estimate this as being 1/8 of a teaspoon at the most. Very, very small amount. You can always put more xanthan gum. And what the xanthan gum is achieving in this recipe is it's going to incorporate that body into it and actually bind everything together and emulsify it together. So it's almost going to imitate like you're adding oil into there, which we're not going to do. Take note of this fish now. It's almost ready to come out of the pan. A little bit more liquid is going to be evaporated out of there, but the other side of the fish is already cooking all the way through. And the beauty of this recipe here is if you're somebody who can't time out your menu very well, and you're still maybe cooking some other things in the oven, or maybe the food's already on the table. So if you're cooking too fast or too slow, it's up to you. But this recipe here now, once I put the liquid, I can take this off the fire, leave it here for 10 minutes, finish cooking some other stuff, put it back, it won't affect the quality of the fish at all, and finish cooking it when I'm ready. If I need it right now, I can crank it up on high, you know? So there's lots of other kind of forgiving recipes like this. And you could do this chicken or tofu or sea bass or halibut the same exact way and change the lemon for lime or orange, add dill, add lemongrass, add thyme. Lots of other variations you can do with this same technique. So we're going to put this all into a little machine called a NutriBullet. That's it. Like I said, you can always put more xanthan gum, but you cannot take it out. So always add a little bit as you need, and if you want to add a little bit more because it wasn't thick enough, well, add more. But if it's too thick, again, can't take it out. All right, let's add all the vegetables that I have pre-chopped and some fruit as well. So here first we're going to put is fennel. Fennel has a very pungent, strong licorice flavor to it. Most time people would cut this and saute it or add it to soup. You can roast it. Slicing it very thin can be a quite enjoyable addition into a salad. Here I have what looks like to be green bell pepper, but this is actually poblano pepper. Nice one to use raw. Has a very, very mild amount of heat to it. It's one step above being a bell pepper. It has a little bit of heat, but not much. Some red bell pepper as well. Here we have some raw red onion, some shaved red onion, sliced very thin, some carrot. When I do the julienne, the strips of long bell pepper, I like to cut them in half or even in thirds. This way they're more bite-sized in my salad. Some mango as well, and some citrus. If you want to use clementines, this is what we're using here today. Or if you want to use some oranges or tangelos, I also have some ruby red grapefruit going in there as well. The best tool in the kitchen is your hands. Mix it up real quickly, easily, and you're almost done. Go ahead and take our salad dressing, pour this over our vegetables and our fruit combination. If you want to have this marinate for maybe 5 minutes or so to let all that flavor absorb onto the vegetables and the fruit, you can also use that dressing as a marinade. It's a great marinade to use for chicken or tofu or fish. All right, so we're going to serve this as an entree salad with some salmon right on top of it. Now, if you want to, my opinion is putting the dry lettuce down first and letting the vegetables go on top is your best presentation, and it kind of controls the dressing, so that way you don't make the salad too wet. If you want to use other things in here, like artichokes or heart of palms, or other fruit, other vegetables, you can use pineapple, you can use papaya, you can use peaches, lots of other variations. Now this is almost done cooking, and at this point is when most restaurants would have put a bunch of bad things in here. They would have put capers, which are very salty. They would have put butter, which is obviously very bad. But you don't need all that stuff to create a nice, wonderful dish. At this point here, well, I'm looking for this liquid to be a little bit more evaporated out, so I'm going to crank this up on high. Let this just cook down for another maybe 30 seconds, and it will be ready to go. So let's go ahead and eat. I hope you enjoyed the video here. I'll show you here right now what it looks like when we flip it over. Like I said, if you want to let that sauce evaporate a little bit more, become more of a glaze, it's perfectly fine as it is now. But if you concentrate down a little bit more, you can just kind of smear that on top of that salmon. It just gives it even more and more flavor. As it is right now, that's ready to go. I hope you enjoy. Thanks.